Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Chimera Elite, and this is another critique video. Yeah, when I said I wasn't all that good, this is kind of the proof. But I'm trying to get better, trying to grow as a player. And this is another Wolfen v Wolfen, just because for whatever reason people are playing a lot more Wolfen, or maybe I'm just getting matched up with a lot more. Either way, I'm actually evenly matched this battle. In terms of numbers, at least. Now, I'm going with my old army comp, and that's with Cerberus and Thanatos, my two Grave Guardians, and with Carnifex, my Warg. Along with the two support guys, get my healer, and I got the dude who can buff and just make fear an actually viable thing. Now, my opponent, on the other hand, is going Ryscar, who I've actually, after going back and looking at him, I've discovered he's actually really damn good. The amount of damage he can pour out is more than the war could ever hope for, and honestly, they're comparable just because of their damage differences. Sure, the war can hit for like 15s or whatever, maybe, but honestly, Ryscar can do that pretty damn well himself. And his team comp is two guardians of Equilibrium, or at least warrior monks, a Grave Guardian, a Fang warrior, and Ryscar. Which is a pretty good composition. Everyone can pretty much hold their own. That's the one problem that I'm having, I think, with my army, is that I have, I have my front line, and I have my rear guys, but the guys in the back don't always, they can't really hold their own. Yeah, it's a bitch, but, what can I really do about it? I can change my team comp, but I also really enjoy being able to keep my guys healthy, healed up and just ready to go. Now, we kind of both do have the same idea, and I think a lot of Wolfen players do this just on a regular basis. And what they do is they concentrate. Now, in the last video that I did, I mentioned that as a Wolfen player, you can punch through someone's line if you just concentrate your forces and just go for it. Now, we both do the same thing, so it just pretty much turns into like two arrows colliding in midair. Mine breaks, his keeps on going. Now, that's the funny thing, though, because it's like it can't be all out charge. Like, there has to be some sort of there's a word that I'm looking for. There has to be some kind of restraint. So in other battles where I'm not evenly matched numbers wise, where I'm outnumbered, there has to be some sort of restraint, so guys like me who play Wolfen don't charge in blindly and get ourselves killed and lose the match. Now, this kind of turns into where I wish I had Ryscar for this battle. Because the thing about the Warg, about Carnifex over there, is that, sure, he can deal pretty good damage. He's decently tanky. Yeah. He has 60 health. It's nice. But I think that Ryscar, for me at least, plays a better, not role, he has a better place in my army. Ryscar has War Fury, can get Infinite Implacable, has Master Strike, and can move as much as my Grave Guardians, as much as Thanatos or Cerberus. Now, what that means to me is my front line all moves at the same pace. That means I don't have to wait for my warg to get up to actually, start making some risky moves. I have to wait for him. And that bit right there, waiting, that's not something I can really risk with just the way that I play or with the Wolfen. It's just not a good idea, just flat out. And when you're going up against, when it's evenly matched like this, I probably shouldn't have bothered with the healer, or at least even if it was Ryscar versus Ryscar, it would have ended better. Just because the burst potential that he has with War Fury, or with anybody, or with, hey, like, if I threw on Yila's Wrath on him, that's an extra 3 damage on top of War Fury, on top of Master Strike, on top of the chance that I know he has a very high chance to crit, on top of the fact that if I use an Elixir Point and I burn that, I can use that to give him Infinite Implacable, which is amazing if it's late enough in the game and you can really utilize it. With the Warg, I am very, very limited. And like, look here. In a toe-to-toe against against one of his priests, against one of his warrior priests, however you want to call it, my warg takes 10 damage and hits for 10 damage. He'd win, yes, true. Maybe, actually. Because he's not all that good at parrying. He's a big target, pretty easy to hit. The other guy has a decent chance of parry compared to him, smaller. And putting it simply, in my mind right now at least, Ryscar would have done better. Because I might still be taking 10 damage, maybe. Because they actually have pretty much the same toughness. But I'd be dealing more damage back to the other guy, 1. And 2, I'd also be getting a heal when I killed that guy. Like, Ryscar has an ability. He kills something, he gets healed for 5. For 5 health. That's actually pretty damn good. And that added on to the fact that if he's in the middle of a fight, he's gonna be getting healed. Like, I have a video of me I have a video of me winning for once and tearing through the enemy, and I have another video of me getting myself torn a new one by a Ryscar because of his damage potential compared to the Warg. It's not only just damage, it's maneuverability. That's one reason that the Warg, or rather, that's why I like the Wolfen so much. Not the Warg. They are extremely mobile. Like, I've tried the other races a little bit, not really recording them. If you want me to, tell me, and I'll do it. But I enjoy playing the Wolfen a lot more. For the simple reason that in any game that I play, if you give me mobility, I will take it. Like, there's an old game that I used to play, Metal Arms. And there's a guy that you can hack and take control of. The dude has a jetpack and can jump and can hover. I immediately go for him because I want that mobility. Compared to the base character, he's a freaking god. He can jump around and be a huge nuisance. In this game, most of my army can move really, really, really fast, and it's great. But the Warg, who is a frontliner and who is like 100% necessary for the cause, if he's not there when the battle starts, I'm doing something wrong. Maybe it's just the way that I'm playing, and maybe I needed to just slow down and stop being so crazily aggressive with my Grave Guardians and the rest of my front line. But that's not how I want to play. That's why I like this game so much, because you have options. Like, there are 3 freaking armies out right now. And you have already so many options between the Lion, the Ram, and the Wolfen. We already have that much variety. And even within that, you have more variety in army composition. My new army composition is still fluctuating. Like, I have Ryscar, my 2 Grave Guardians, and I have 2 healers. I'm trying that out. I'm going to see how that works out. If it works out well, then hey, I'll do it. And I'll stick to it. But eventually, I'm probably going to switch again. You know, just to try something new. Now, right now, you know, it's not looking too bad for me. Scratch that. It is. He still has his hero. You know. He has parried a 90% chance to hit. But, you know, that went down. Master Strike. Makes sense. That's fine. I am screwed for 2 reasons. Firstly, that Ryscar dealt 14 damage to a Grave Guardian. That's not all that easy to do. And against him, he dealt barely any, and he just healed himself for 10 because he killed 2 people. The Warg isn't capable of either dishing out that much of damage. Like, you know, the Warg versus Ryscar, in my opinion, Ryscar wins. And I think I'm going to stick with Ryscar in my newer games, in the games that I'm going to be playing. I might even start live streaming them at some point if you guys really want me to. And in doing that, I'm going to be able to actually truly, like, go with what I wanted to do, which is an extremely mobile fighting force. And here I get lucky as fuck. Because I parry 2 of his things. I parry 2 of his attacks, and he just used War Fury. I somehow make it out of there. Somehow. Now, at this point, I'm just dragging it out. You know, dragging the fight out. Because I'm dead. Let's be honest. And the funny part is, I actually get a kill on his hero with my weakest fucking unit. Because Ryscar is just about dead. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I thought it was good that I went back and looked at this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. And if you want more, subscribe. I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.